Hey, if you're like me, you probably have your own ideas of how the world should run. You probably have your own thoughts about how the world should operate. I have my own ideas of how the world should run and operate. And my ideas of how the world should run and operate are, of course, wrapped up in what my values are, wrapped up in what I think ought to happen. Over the last, a couple weeks ago, I went to the eye doctor and I ordered new glasses, wearing them today, and they were scheduled to be at the at Walmart on the 30th of November, and they weren't there. So I went in on the 30th, they weren't there, and then I went in the next day and they still weren't there, and then I went back yesterday on Monday and went in and asked if my glasses were there. They weren't there. And the lady who was working there said, well, did you sign up for the text thing? And I said, yes, I did sign up for the text thing. And she said, well, we'll text you when your glasses are in. I was like, okay, like not exactly how the world that I would operate is operating. And then I went over to Home Depot because I had ordered some things and I ordered curbside so they would take it out to my car for me. So I pulled up there and did all the things on my phone, let Home Depot know that I was there. And then I sat and 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 I sat until finally I went in and I just got my items and walked out. And again, like just not, the world does not operate in the way that I think it should. My sense of justice, and I know like these are such minor things about an estimated time of arrival. That word estimated is important when it comes to my glasses. It was estimated. It was estimated on the 30th. And because it was an estimate, my glasses weren't there. It didn't say guaranteed time of arrival. But I have my own thoughts and ideas of how I believe the world ought to operate. I have my own sense of justice and my own sense of what should happen and when it should happen. And when things don't go my way, I of course get frustrated because things aren't happening on my timeline. Well, we have a God, we have a faithful judge who knows all things, and he brings his justice about in his perfect timing. He understands all of the circumstances. He's the judge who knows what's needed when it's needed. I just want to read Daniel 7 verses 9 and 10. I watched as thrones were put in place, and the Ancient One sat down to judge. His clothing was as white as snow, his hair like purest wool. He sat on a fiery throne with wheels of blazing fire, and a river of fire was pouring out, flowing from his presence. Millions of angels ministered to him. Many millions stood to attend him. Then the court began its session. The books were opened. So true justice comes, true righteousness comes when God is ready for it. When God is ready to be the righteous judge. I mean, he's always the righteous judge. But when God is ready to pronounce his judgment, it's time. And again, he sees everything clearly. You know, maybe the glasses truck was delayed. Maybe the people inside of Home Depot yesterday were dealing with customers that were in their store, or there was another situation that I just didn't know. And the good news is that God knows all of those things. And he judges in accordance with all of those things. He judges in accordance with reality. He judges in accordance with what's really happening. And we just don't know. So our challenge and our call is to trust in God, our faithful judge. That's my hope and my prayer for you today, that you will trust that God is your faithful judge. Love you, praying with you, praying for you. We'll talk to you again.